everyone, and welcome to my all-new show, The Elite Performer. My name is Sally Guest. I'm a high-performance coach, trainer, and writer, and I specialize in elite performance. Today's show is really exciting. I've invited my good friend and esteemed colleague, Phil Holland, along. Phil is a business transformation expert and has a business called Your Business. So he really specializes in helping people to fall back in love or fall in love with their businesses. So thank you so much for being here today, Phil. Maybe share with everyone a little bit more about who you are and what you're here to do on the planet.
Awesome. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for the invite. So I'm a business transformation expert, and the big thing that I was finding when I was business consulting was that so many business owners just hated their business. They really did. They didn't love it. And I just got so disillusioned with trying to consult with business owners who just didn't love it. And I thought, bugger that, life is too short not to love what you do, not to love your business. And so I created Love Your Business. That was about 2 years ago now, and wow, it's been pretty cool. So enjoying the lifestyle living in Tauranga, beautiful city, and helping business owners just absolutely fall back in love with themselves, with their business, and with ultimately their family, because that's usually the biggest area behind the scenes. So that's where I'm at, Sal.
Cool. And I mean, so this show really is dedicated to just exchanging ideas, information, inspiration with extraordinary people who've dedicated their lives to developing human potential and performance. So how would you tie that in to what you do and what you're here to do around business and business performance?
Yeah, look, it's a huge tie. The reality is most business owners don't get the results they want. They don't earn the profit that they need to. They don't have the balance in their lifestyle. They certainly, in many cases, don't have the relationship they want, either be with their partner, their kids, and even their staff, simply because they're just not connected to themselves. I can put together the world's best strategy plan for a business, and they won't do it. You can lead it with water, you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
So when you talk about optimum human performance as a business owner, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're not performing as a human, the business will not perform. Absolutely, 100% guaranteed.
That's awesome.
So there's a big link, without a doubt.
So philosophically, I think we're pretty aligned, particularly because we're both evolved leadership coaches. And as you know, I'm very strong in my philosophy around performance. And it's not just any one thing that leads us to reach our full potential and or sustain our results. I firmly believe that it requires a connected and empowered mindset, which is really where you and I specialize. Optimizing your mind-body connection, really being mindful about your physical input, what you put into your body, plenty of physical output, and I'm sure you can talk about that with your daughter being a national level rower, and and then obviously the mind-body restoration, like really making sure your environment is optimal and you're keeping your tank full so that you can be the best that you can be. So, I mean, let's talk about mindset for a second, because we both love it. What are you taking into your jobs with your clients? What is the biggest thing that you're focusing on around mindset?
Oh, without a doubt, it's belief.
Yeah.
And I'll use an example of a client, actually. This was a client that I started with about 18 months ago. Very small business, him and one staff member and his wife.
Cool.
Completely pissed off. I'm talking pissed off from what his hourly rate was. He slammed his fist on the boardroom table and stormed out. The slightly awkward thing was that the boardroom table was also the kitchen table. And no. I sitting there were going, oh, we pushed him too far, And it was great because he needed to get clear about where he was at.
Yeah.
Now, when we started growing the business, he was turning over, say, 16 grand a month average. The last 3 months we've been turning over $80,000 to $90,000 a month. So phenomenal. Now, the biggest change with this guy is just the belief that he can actually do it. Now, we're also looking to franchise that business next year because it's just right for it. But again, it's belief. A year ago when I talked about that, he just went, "Whoa, no, 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 too much." Last night when I met with him, he's like, when are we going to start this process? And
Awesome.
all that is just belief. So he now believes that he can do it. He now believes that he can actually be a business owner. This is a typical E-Myth type client. Was a good tradie and now's a business owner, but he actually believes he can be a business owner now. So a lot of what I do is I just give clients belief. It was always there, they just either lost it or just lost their way.
Yeah, that's really cool. So I guess what you're really saying is that we all have empowered and disempowered beliefs, right? And
Absolutely. Every second of every day.
And so what is the number one thing people can do when they're kind of sitting in disempowered beliefs and can't really shift them, like they're really holding them back? What is the number one thing you'd have your clients do?
Call me.
Call you. Awesome.
Simple as that. I mean, I teach clients and give them the tools to be able to move when they recognise that they are in their disempowered state, or they're feeling a bit down, or the big ones for business owners is feeling anxious.
Yeah.
The anxious seems to come up an awful lot because they're always worrying about stuff. So I give them the tools. Now, if they can't move from that, that's why I call myself the uncompromising friend. Because for business owners, they don't have many friends out there. You can't talk to your staff about how you're feeling. Your partner generally doesn't want to know. When you go to have a beer with the boys in the pub, they don't want to know either. You don't want to tell them you're struggling with business or struggling with this. So that's where the friendship comes in. So when a client calls me, I just run them through the same process, but the difference is I don't hold back on them, and that's the uncompromising part. Because when they share their goals, their dreams, their wants, I got size 12 feet, so watch out. So to me, if a client, and if they're continually stuck in there, then we've got to address the cause.
Yeah.
Why are they continually stuck in there? Every business owner that I've rescued, because I also rescue businesses quite a bit, all of them, there's nothing essentially wrong with the business. It was just the owner.
Wow. So mindset really is everything.
Yeah, look, it's everything. Mindset, belief. And if you don't know something, well, that's where you get somebody else in. I'm always a fan. You always employ people smarter than yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple as that. And in cases we've brought contractors in, we've brought some new staff members in to help out in the areas that they were weak and the areas they didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm a firm believer, if you don't like doing something, don't do it.
And I mean, that's probably the perfect segue to kind of share that. I mean, I definitely call on you, for support, for coaching, for mentoring, etc. Because I'm like, yeah, Phil knows his stuff, so I'll call on him, for the support that I need in my own business. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's too hard to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a coach. So, it's just, at times, it's too hard to do it yourself. And why waste the energy and resources trying to do it the hard way? Do it the easy way.
Absolutely. So, as you know, I'm absolutely obsessed with elite performance, what it takes, to go from being a high achiever, because I'm sure that, a lot of the clients that you're working with have achieved, at least something of note in their lives to even have gone out in business on their own in the first place. What is the difference between, kind of being, a relatively high achiever, getting some results, and stepping up and getting consistent results and performing, bringing your A game and really being in the zone? What's the difference?
To me, it does. It comes back to belief again.
Yeah.
But I'll also add in there, it's belief and the knowing that you have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most people, when I talk to them, hey, how's your day going? I'm going, I'm bloody having a fantastic day. And they're going, well, what's wrong with you? What drugs are you on? I go, no, because I choose to have a good day. I choose to have an exceptional day. Why wouldn't you? So when I coach into my business owners, it's about choosing to believe, choosing to think big, choosing to have that 10-day, choosing to have an exceptional relationship with your staff and suppliers and customers. Not easy sometimes. But, choosing to have the extraordinary relationship with their wife, husband, partner. Kids is a big one, So That's that belief. But at the end of the day, they got to choose it and
Absolutely.
choose it every moment of every day, which is the hard. I struggled with that when I first started going through my processes and learning. How do I get to? What do you mean you get to choose how I react?
Yeah,
Well, whatever, you know. But now I get it, and now I coach into that because it's life's all around a choice, and how
absolutely.
you show up as a business owner, how you show up as an elite performer. I look at my daughter for example. She started rowing; she was pretty average. First year was, okay, she can row, and she just had a trial for the New Zealand juniors. Now, with her, it's all around choice. She chooses to get up early in the morning. She chooses to do the extra training over and above what her coach has set. She chooses to go into that with a mindset of I'm going to smash this erg. And for her, she believes she can be a New Zealand rower, but she also chooses it. So a lot of people have belief, a lot of people have dreams, a lot of people have these big, hairy goals that they go and do and write down all these lists. And I mean, look, I had one client that I rescued a while ago, and they'd been to all these seminars and all that, and they had all these vision boards and mission boards and all this hanging around all their house and pictures of super yachts and bikini-clad women on beaches and, all the good stuff. They'd earned $541 in the last 6 months.
Ooh.
So I got them to tear down all those bloody boards and put up one big board at the end of their bed that had $541, not one more effing day. And
Brilliant.
do you think that got them present to where they are? Bloody oath. Now, did they believe they can build the business that they wanted to build? They had the belief, but they hadn't chosen to do it.
Wow.
So when I got present to where they're at and got them to choose, and then all I'm coaching them on now is just keeping them focused, bang. And I'll tell you what, they're rocking this world. In fact, I gave them a challenge to franchise a small business in a month.
Wow.
Yeah, they were, "Ooh." But I've done it.
Wow.
So watch the space on that one. That's going to be big.
I guess there might be some people that are sitting here watching us and they're saying, well, it's not really that easy, like, yeah, I can, change my belief and say, okay, I'm choosing to have a wonderful day or whatever, but is that really going to make a difference for me to get the results that I want? I mean, because what is the difference between your daughter, who is going over and above with the training, is laser focused, is smashing out her training and rocking the mindset and all of that? Like, what is the difference between her and someone that's kind of hanging out in a little bit of mediocrity and only having bursts of brilliance?
Oh, it's simple. It's your dad. No, look, absolutely,
Phil.
you know, you landed on that one, Sal. Um, again, it does come back to the belief. It comes back to the choice.
Mm-hmm.
But like all of this in life, it's actually doing the action as well.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people I stumble across that they want everything, but they're not actually committed to actually doing it. Versus her, she's committed. She wakes me up in the morning to take her to training. Like she is 100% committed to it. But you've got to start off with that belief. Then you've got to really choose that's what you're going to do, and then you've got to get committed. Most people just want it without actually doing the hard yards. There's not a business in this world that I haven't come across where the business owner hasn't done the hard yards.
Yeah.
If you look at any successful business, any successful business, that whether they've started off in the garage with no money and built it to a multi-billion-dollar company, or I've got a good mate of mine who now owns 7 burger fuels.
Wow.
That's been through the valley of death and back.
Yeah. For those in North America, what is the equivalent of burger fuel? It's just a great burger joint. It's definitely not any of those fast food takeaways.
Or Dubai, they've got one over there too.
Yeah.
But it's hard work as well. But you can't do the hard work and you can't stick to the path if you're not choosing to be on the path and you're not committed 100% to believing that the outcome that you've got, the dream, the goal, the whatever it is there.
Absolutely. So that's all cool, and I actually really love sport as a great analogy for performance, because you take any top level sports person, and you transplant what they're doing in terms of physical, the mental, the emotional, the mindset stuff, and you transplant that into business or any other area of life, into relationships, and you're friggin' gonna nail it, because athletes are out there, like, they're nailing every area. I mean, but how important is the physical aspect, like keeping fit, having good nutrition, the mind-body connection and stuff that I talk about? How important do you think that is in business?
Oh, look, massively important. And look, I can speak of my own personal journey. I got a bit lazy for a while,
Yeah.
put on a few kgs, and was finding that that come 3 o'clock, I was mentally buggered.
Yeah.
And so what I was inadvertently doing, didn't realise at the time, is I wasn't taking clients after 3 o'clock because I just exhausted. So again, I went and got some coaching around it, and completely changed to a degree what I was putting in. Now, it wasn't huge changes, but it was just some tweaks in particular areas. And because I'm on the road a lot and visiting clients, sometimes it can be hard to have a pre-prepared lunch or something like that. But just having that extra knowledge that I got coached into has made a massive difference. Now I've burn. The funny thing I find is, there's a lot of people that talk about this work-life balance. It's a load of bullshit. There's no such thing when you're a business owner. Simple as that.
Yeah. Let's call it how it is.
Yeah, it is. It's absolute bullshit. But what it is actually putting some boundaries in place as a business owner. And that comes back to, well, this is how I want to design my week. This is how I want to design how this business works. Do some people have to work 7 days a week? Yes. But how do you design that? How do you design the business so that you can have that weekend off with hubby, that you can do this, And a big part of that is around, you've got to have the energy. Like, to sustain really growing a business, you've got to keep this in top notch, but you've got to keep this running reasonably well as well.
So
otherwise things fall off.
The head and the body, for
Big
sure,
time.
for sure. And I mean, that is really kind of that perfect segue. You talking about boundaries, and the environment that you're creating. Does your environment support you being successful in your business?
Oh, big time. The most business owners have bugger all boundaries in place. They don't even know the concept of boundaries. And it's amazing when you start to introduce them to a business owner and they start to introduce it into their business. Funny things start happening.
Yeah.
They start to say, oh wow, like one of my clients the other day said, oh, I just can't get anything done during the day. I've got people coming in at me all the time. She had no boundaries at all. The suppliers, you name it, she'd just let anybody walk in the door and come and see her. No, not anymore. Tuesday afternoon supplier day. If you're a supplier and you want to sell me some stuff, Tuesday afternoons. What a difference that's made to both her energy levels, because she's getting stuff done. She's not in between jobs all the time. She can focus on something else. And if they want to sell stuff, they'll come on a Tuesday afternoon.
Well, this is it.
And so most people just, so they put boundaries in place. Just got to do it.
Yeah.
Same with staff. Oh, my staff are always interrupting me. They're always doing this. Have closed door time. If that's what you got to do to get a job done, close the bloody door. Unless the place is burning down, don't come and see me.
Yeah.
Put the boundaries in place. Always have staff members. If you've got a problem, come to you with a solution. It cuts down 90% of your work. Like, it's easy stuff, but most business owners just get caught up in the day-to-day of the business. So boundaries is absolutely everything. It also comes into having that extraordinary relationship with your wife, partner, husband, right? Make sure, like my wife and I, we have date nights. We make sure every quarter we're going away. At the moment we've got with 3 teenage daughters, so there's a whole lot of work to do there. But our boundaries are very firmly in place. We make sure we go to bed together at the same time. We're not hours apart and not seeing each other. We're both busy. She's an on-call midwife, so you never know where she's going to be. So we have to have boundaries. The key there is it's discussed, talked about, communicated, and put in place.
Yeah, that's really amazing advice for anyone. Like particularly marriage 101. And I think really you have a passion for relationships, don't you?
Oh, look, big time. Love's my core motivator. Thus, love your business. I want to love their business. I cannot tell you how many marriages I've saved for business owners. I had one recently. They were just, it was getting to the point of you go see your lawyer, you go see your lawyer, and we get divorced. 3 sessions later, I'm getting texts about their dirty weekend away.
Oh
Too
God.
much information.
Yeah, way too much
But
information.
no, they just got completely disconnected to their common goal. As I say, 3 sessions, man, boom, extraordinary relationship, absolutely fantastic. But what the thing is most people have no idea what actually motivates them. Like
Yeah,
I know, love is a core motivator for me. I mean,
yeah.
I'm that committed to it. I don't know whether you can see here, but I have them tattooed on my arm. So love, freedom, legacy. Those are my three motivators. That's what I live to 24/7. It's on my arm there. I can't bloody miss it.
So that's awesome, and I think really, love is key to everything, isn't it?
That's all there is, really. When you think about it.
Yeah,
Why
and
do we just
you talk about people like having to work maybe 7 days a week in their business, and like the importance of the boundaries and stuff, but ultimately, in order to be able to do that, you have to be connected in to why you're here, what you're doing, what really gets you out of bed in the morning, what motivates you, and
big time?
then it doesn't become anything to do with work-life balance because you're just doing what you love.
Exactly, exactly. Some people get a bit carried away with it, to be fair. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week isn't going to work long term, right?
Well,
But like,
that's a
I don't work.
sustainability piece, yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, I do not work. Yeah, there's all this cliches. Oh, I don't work. I have a lifestyle work, but I don't work. Everything that I do for a client, is because I love doing it.
Yeah.
I have the freedom of taking clients on that I want to take on. I have the freedom to rescue business. Now, I avoided conflict for years, hated conflict. Yet I'm going into the most conflicted situations now where business owners are stressed because they're about to close the door, staff about to walk out, you name it, creditors banging on the door, and here I come in and not laughing at times, but I've got to have a sense of humour, you
Yeah,
know. So for me,
absolutely.
freedom to be who I want to be, to have the business I want to be, it fits everything. And then the legacy, mate, to turn around a business, to save people's jobs, save marriages, and have, like, I got one business that was about to close their doors, staff were about to walk out. Gone burger, seriously, a week away.
Wow.
Um, well, in fact, last month, but last November as well. They made more profit in that month than the previous financial year. You know, huge
Wow.
turnaround. Now that is leaving a legacy behind.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
absolutely loving every minute of it. Now, has it been hard along the way? Bloody oh. Has the owner really challenged me? Bloody oh. But that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, if you love what you do, love your business, you're not really.
Hello. It's like a no-brainer. And
Yeah,
but that could be applied in any area of your life, and that's the thing.
big time.
So, Phil, just to finish up, we're talking about elite performance, and specifically in business because that's what you specialize in. But like, what is the one high priority or amazing action step that our viewers or listeners could take today that could put them on the path to really ramping it up and bringing their A game in their businesses or in their lives?
Well, the first obvious one is give me a call. Um,
or me.
because everything will change.
Yeah, yeah,
But the reality is, get firm, like understand what motivates you.
yeah,
Because you got to know that stuff. Get firm on what you actually want in this. If you don't love your business, buddy, go and find something you do love. Um, but the key thing is choose.
yeah,
Choose to just you got to do the action. Now, if you want another two or three, four clients, go and get them. Don't sit around, buddy, your desk going, "Oh, I wish I had two or three more clients." Go and
yeah,
get them.
yeah,
So it's all around choice at the end of the day, uh, and that's choice to even seek external help.
yeah.
It's amazing how many people won't go because they're too embarrassed to talk about their problems. Oh, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
So
Well,
for me, it's
I don't think anyone's done anything amazing on this planet without having the necessary support, right?
jeepers no, supports everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
what were you
seek
going to say? Before I rudely cut you off.
it just seek support and leverage off people. Be a
Yeah,
demand.
yeah,
Be a demand of your staff, be a demand of your suppliers. I cannot tell you how many business owners will say, go and talk to your supplier about this discount, or go, I've had one supplier found them their largest client because they asked. So be a
yeah,
demand.
yeah,
Be a demand of yourself.
Mm,
No? That's the big, no more bullshitting around. Life's too short. Just go and do it.
that
Yeah,
is
and that's the kind of
brilliant.
attitude business owners have to have
Absolutely. That is
and have
brilliant.
to, because life's too short not to have fun. Seriously.
Yeah.
If you can't laugh at yourself, and with I give myself Wally the day like sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. Is what it is.
You're amazing, Phil. Thank you so much for your time today. I really love talking to you as always. And yeah, I encourage everyone to check Phil out. Love your business. I'll put all the details up. And yeah, thanks very much for your time, Phil.
Awesome. Thank you, Sally. Have a great day in the Canadian land.
You have a great day in NZ land.
I will.
Cheers.